I hope you're doing fine. So you are here watching this video because you're probably too tired, because you're just procrastinating a lot, and the heap of work is just increasing day by day, and you're not happy with your present day situation. So this is the first step in bringing about a change, is that realizing that you are not happy in a certain situation, and you really need to bring about a change so that it can make you happy, and so that it can get you you know so that you can do the thing that you're supposed to do, and all that. So this is the first step, realizing that you are not happy, and trying to bring about a change is the first step in initiating the change. And so now, but the thing is, everyone do realize that they are not happy with a certain situation, but the worst thing is they accept, they adapt. And the best thing is, if you start doing the things that you are really are supposed to do, you will also adapt those things. Yes, you have the capability of adapting those things as well. You can readily accept, and that is the reason why you have the thing called plasticity in your brain, that you can adapt to any situation, any circumstance. Your brain will find out ways through that, and you really need to believe in that. You really need to believe, no matter in whatever situation you are, your brain is designed to protect you, to save you, to adapt, and to evolve. That you really need to sync with the rules of the nature. So after realizing the fact that you need some change, and you really need to stop doing certain things, and you really need to start doing certain things like being active, being productive, the thing is, there are some things that hold you back, and that is the reason why you're not doing those things. And the things that hold you back are probably because you really, first thing, that you really don't believe in your own self. You really need to believe, you really need to trust, and the power of trust and belief is really, really tremendous. It can really change your entire life if you start believing in your own self. Trust me. You really need to trust me as well as your own self, that you can do it. You really need to have that positive mindset towards the things that you are supposed to do. You really need to be positive, and you really need to be motivated enough to at least start the thing that you're supposed to do. You just cannot be stagnant. If you stay stagnant, you will really be like, you really, will start rotting from inside. You really will start, adapting. You really will start accepting, and you'll start, you for the entire life be at the same place, and that is really against the law of the nature also. Nothing, if something stays stagnant, it really starts it is dead, and it is just rotting. That is the thing. You really need to sync with the nature in order to achieve your goals, because nature also keeps on changing, and keeps on adapting. It is never at the same place. It always keeps on changing, and change is the fundamental necessity of, if you have to fit in this world, you really need to change is fundamental, and it keeps on happening whether you're aware of it or not. You really need to change your present scenario, you really need to change your present situation. Okay, so the second thing is, you fear of success. You fear, you really fear of failing, of your failure. You're really scared that you might fail, and it might hurt you. Your brain is, wired in such a way to protect you from everything, protect you from pain, protect you from your death. It just thinks that if certain thing is giving you pain, it is killing you. But the thing is, that is the thing that is holding you back. That is how our brains are made, to stop ourselves from doing risky things, that, risking yourself, self, but your frontal cortex, your logical self know that nothing is going to happen, but your primitive self is really messing your any chances of being successful in this world. Now the parameters of world has changed, that you really need to work. You really need to work to, to be alive, or else you won't have anything to live for. Just imagine your life without any goal, without anything to live for. You really cannot be dead from within. You really, really cannot afford, because there will be no reason to live then. That is true. You really need to have a reason to live for, and you really need to, you know, get your dreams into reality. You to convert your dreams into reality, because you really, really, for existence, you really need to have a reason to live for. You have got this one life that you're wasting it in completely. You have to do something out of it. You are here alive for a certain or for a particular reason. You really need to understand the reason. You really need to find that reason and just make it possible. The third thing is that you're lacking motivation. Now you're lacking motivation because because of the previous things that I've told you. That is like you don't believe in your own self, and that is the reason why. And you really fear of success. Why am I saying success? You really fear of failure. And in addition to those things, you really are, you know you really need to understand one thing, that motivation is temporary. You need to be driven, you need to be logical, you need to put in logic into the things you're doing, because emotions will mess your mind, emotions will take you away from the things that you're supposed to do. Emotions are primitive. You need to be logical to exist in today's world, in today's scenario. You need to make your mind logical enough, and you really, really, really need to understand that you cannot, just motivation is temporary. You really need to be driven. You really need to be doing the things that you're supposed to do. The more and more things you do, that the more experience you gather. The more experience you gather, the more your mind knows how to survive in certain situations. The more your mind adapts to those things. Your brain has plasticity. Your brain will adapt, and the more confidence you have, the more you will be willing to do the things, because you have now created a pattern. You know you know that this pattern that you have created through your experiences somehow or the other going to work. You know that. So you really need to create that pattern, and you really need to be consistent on that pattern, and being consistent on that pattern will lead you to success. And one of the things that I've experienced myself is that you are really perfection oriented. You really strive for perfection in whatever thing that you're doing. But you know what, you really get perfect within a period of time. You cannot, expect to be perfect in your first attempt. You really need to gradually just dive inside, and you will find your ways out. You will get perfect, but it'll take time. Trust yourself. So don't just be so hard on your own self. Don't be tensed. Don't be so hard on your own self. Give yourself some breathing space, and truly it'll help. Trust me, and trust your own self. Be your own self. Be comfortable in your own skin. Be original. And apart from these things, if you're really, 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 are sad, or you do not have the energy, you are extremely negative, that is, it is affecting your daily life and your daily routine, and you think that it is abnormal, you really need to go ahead and you really need to consult a doctor which can help you out of the situation, or by giving you some kind of medication, treatment, therapies, or whatever. You need not be shy about this. So I think I have to conclude right now, but I really hope that this video has helped you, and please give a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel, and I promise I'll be bringing in more content. And thank you so much for patiently listening me throughout, and I hope you'll implement, and I hope you will be the best version of your own self. So